Geordie Shore was, God, it honestly feels like another lifetime ago. It was like over 10 years now. When I first went on the show, like I was very young, I was very impressionable, and it was a whole show centered around like drinking, having a good time, kissing people you probably shouldn't. And when you're in your early 20s, like all of that stuff's okay, isn't it? You know, it's kind of what you're doing. But like as I got a little bit older, I started to desire different things, and the pressure got to me, and I coped with it by becoming this like caricature of myself, this like person that I thought everyone wanted me to be, like very loud and opinionated and sassy and strong, and actually nobody's like that all the time, and it was really draining. And I remember the first time I told my mum that I was going to therapy, and she was like, "What do you need a therapist for? You could talk to me." And then she proceeded to talk at me for an hour about why I could talk to her about my feelings. And I didn't get a word in edgeways. And I thought, the irony of why you don't say I need someone. And we laugh about it now, me and my mum. We've got a great relationship. But even just like her attitude to it, in the last 5 years, like we've come on leaps and bounds. People are so much more accepting of mental health, of prioritising your mental health, you know. And I think even though we've had loads of progress, I think there's still so much further we need to go. I want like it to be as normal to take a day off if you are struggling, if you are down, as if you took a day off if you were physically ill, you know. Because your brain is exactly the same as any other organ in your body. When it's poorly, when it's unwell, you need to take a break. I have struggled over the years with various things, anxiety, depressive episodes. It took me a long time to realise that. But I've got this life coach now. He's called Bill, and he's the duck's nuts. You'd love him. He believes you have to have days in your life, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and 4 days. And let me tell you, like a 4-day for me, glam at 6 o'clock in the morning, straight on the Lorraine show, from then over to Amazon, then here to you guys, radio this afternoon, be all sorts going on. I'm exhausted, my social battery is low, it's been great, but it's been draining, right? Then you have your 3 days, some radio interviews in the morning, and a podcast in the afternoon. Still a lot of interfacing, it's a 3. 2 days, I haven't got glam, I'm doing back-to-back podcasts, it's not exactly taxing, I've had a good day. 1 day, and these are my favourite days. You do nothing. You turn your phone off, you eat your leftover celebrations and everything else that you shouldn't, and you wear no makeup and you don't even brush your teeth, and it's lush. You can't have a life full of 4 days. That doesn't make a very successful person. It doesn't make a very happy person. It makes a very burnt out, stressed person. You have to allow your body, your mind, everything a chance to rest and recuperate so you can be that bright, shiny, brilliant version of you when you do have your 4 days. With the world the way it is now, and social media so readily available, and all of these constant images of perceived perfection bombarding with daily, it's very difficult to just love the skin you're in, to accept your flaws, to look in the mirror every morning and rather than tear yourself apart, big yourself up. I think if I went back and gave myself any advice, like I would predominantly just give her a hug, and I'd tell her like things got better. Sorry. Such a fanny. I'd say that things get better. I'd advise never to sacrifice respect for attention. If I would have listened to that advice from my future self, I would have made my life a lot easier, I'll tell you that one out. Oh, bollocks. It's so difficult to just love yourself unconditionally. In fact, we are completely conditioned not to. When we're unhappy, when we don't like what we see, we're like a marketer's dream, aren't we? So anyone who is struggling just needs to remember that all those things you think you hate about yourself, that they're not there, they're not true really. They're what other people has tried to condition you to believe. You are fabulously flawed, unique and perfect in your own way. And once you believe that, once you accept your own potential, like, the sky's just the limit. You can do anything. And that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Amazing. That's so great.
Oh, I cried.